Good evening. Coming up tonight.
We all learned about the Constitutional Convention in school, but there may be another one soon. We have the details.
Plus, goat yoga was back on campus last week. We have the story.
And later, USC football finishes up its spring season this weekend. More on this coming up.
But first, our meteorologist Bryce Glenn is in the studio here with us now. Bryce, what can we expect to see this weekend?
Well, tomorrow we certainly have sunny skies in the forecast, but you might need to pack a raincoat for the spring game. Stay tuned for a look at this week's forecast tonight on SGTV Student News at 7.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student News at 7.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Tatum Miller.
And I'm Courtney McLean. Thanks for joining us tonight. The university filed 2 new administrative positions today. Starting August 1st, Donna K. Arnett will be the first new executive vice president for the academic affairs and provost.
She comes from University of Kentucky's College of Public Health. She does research focused on cardiovascular health, and she has degrees from both UNC Chapel Hill and UCF.
The new vice president for research will be Julius Fredriksson. Fredriksson is originally from Iceland and serves as co-director of the Muskenlind Center for Brain Imaging. He has 3 degrees from UNC and the University of Arizona.
Interim President Pastidi says he hopes the new administrators will take USC to new heights in terms of teaching and research. South Carolina will attempt to carry out its first execution in more than a decade. A judge ruled Thursday that a lawsuit filed by 4 death row inmates challenging the state's execution methods can officially move forward.
Judge Jocelyn Newman looked into the officials' claims, claiming that they can't secure lethal injection drugs anymore, which could leave the electric chair and firing squads the only option for capital punishment. The inmate's attorney argued that death by gunshot or electrocution violates the state's ban on cruel and unusual punishments, and mentioned that the prison officials have shown very little proof that they can't obtain the drugs or get lethal injections.
South Carolina is one of 8 states to still use the electric chair and one of 4 to permit a firing squad. There hasn't been an execution in the state since 2011, but there are currently 35 people on South Carolina's death row.
The decision in favor of or against these punishments will come out in the next week after the scheduled execution of Richard Moore, who has spent more than the last 20 years on death row. Because of this timeline, Moore will have until Friday to make a decision for his execution, either electrocution or firing squad, and including the option of lethal injection for April 29th.
This Wednesday, Governor McMaster signed into law a bill seeking to change the Constitution. South Carolina is the 18th state to join the growing list of states calling for a constitutional convention to amend the Constitution.
The convention will put spending checks on the federal government, limiting the federal government's jurisdiction, and set term limits in Congress. Those opposed to the convention argue that the amendments of freedom of speech, gun rights, and the prohibition of slavery could be at risk.
With the semester coming to a close and finals right around the corner, there's no time like the present to take a deep breath, relax, and hang with some goats. SGTV News 4 sports reporter Caroline Smith has the story.
Goat yoga brings fluffy farm animals to USC students in a new way to relieve end-of-semester stress. Hosted by Gamecock Entertainment, Goat Yoga occurred on Davis Field on April 7th from 7 to 10 p.m.
It's really worth doing it because everyone comes and enjoys it.
During this event, students could participate in beginner yoga while small goats roamed about.
I think the draw is obviously the goats. Animals obviously make you feel better.
Goat yoga promotes relaxation while bringing students and animals together.
I think since everyone wants to pet the goats, they're it's kind of like a little community for an hour.
The event was canceled last year due to the pandemic, but that hasn't dwindled students' excitement.
I just think yoga in general is really good. Mental health is really big right now, especially after COVID. So having a space to be with your friends and kind of be quiet in your mind is really nice.
For SGTV News 4, I'm Caroline Smith.
Coming up, sports reporter Colleen Schultes is back with the latest in Carolina sports. The spring Garnet and Black game is happening this Saturday. SGTV News 4 sports anchor Colleen Schultes is here with the details. Colleen?
Welcome back to another week of Carolina sports. There's only about 5 months until Carolina football kicks off their season, and Gamecock fans could not be more excited. especially with the upcoming spring Garnet and Black game this Saturday. Head coach Shane Beamer is a key part in a new era of football with a strong pool of athletes from the transfer portal. These include quarterback Spencer Rattler and tight end Austin Sogner from Oklahoma, as well as running back and recent signee Christian Beal-Smith. Here's what Rattler had to say about the game on Saturday and his goals for this new offense.
I think a perfect day for us would be to go out there and just execute on every level in the run game, control passing game, and obviously in the explosive play battle. We want to hit some explosive plays down the field and get big-time plays. Really we just want to put on a show. So that's the plan, and we're just going to go out there and try to execute at our highest level.
This Gamecock offense should look revamped at the spring game, and I know we are all excited to be back under the lights in Williams-Brice for a tease of what is coming this fall. The game is free to all students and will be a full 4 quarters with kickoff set for 7 p.m. Moving over to the Diamond, head baseball coach Mark Kingston picked up his 400th career win this Tuesday night against North Florida. A pair of home runs from Colin Burgess and Josiah Settler sealed the win for the Gamecocks in the bottom of the 6th and 7th after the game had been tied at 2 runs. Carolina's 6 pitchers held UNF to just 4 hits the entire game, with Eli Jones, Parker Coyne, and Michael Esposito each allowing no hits. Carolina plays this weekend in a 3-game series starting tonight versus Ole Miss, and you can catch those games on SEC Network Plus. That's all I have from Carolina Sports this week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Colleen. Coming up next, News 4 entertainment reporter Brianna Rao will tell us what's new in entertainment. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Joining me now is entertainment reporter Brianna Rao to fill us in on what's happening in Cola this weekend. What do you have for us, Brianna?
The West Columbia Riverwalk is now the one-stop destination for Columbia athletes wanting both a view and a little something more than just a run or a bike path. The 11-piece of fitness equipment installed along the West Columbia Riverwalk Park and Amphitheater is meant to provide a combination of strength and cardiovascular workout on the approximately 1-mile stretch of the Riverwalk, the city press release stated. Mayor Tim Miles said, quote, "It is great. People have an additional workout activities to do to stay in shape in such a beautiful setting." The fitness equipment was partially funded through the South Carolina Eat Smart move, More Coalition's mini grant, Let's Go 3.0.
And I think that's such a good idea because working out outside, I feel like can only boost those endorphins. Like, what a great combination.
Exactly. With Strom being so busy, this is another opportunity to find another workout space. And if you want Sean Kingston to be all over you at USC's frat lots this weekend, don't wear Gamecock gear on April 16th. Pay homage to 2017, the year Kingston released his hit song, Beautiful Girls, by wearing a tiny little vest or a lace tank top that could be mistaken for lingerie. Now I know, sweatpants are the least sexy for the frat lots, but slap some writing on the butt and boom, it's so hot and so 27. If you want Kingston to take you there, opt for a mini skirt. Bonus points if you wear cropped leggings underneath your skirt. Finish off the look with some UGG boots. It's time for these furballs to have their moment to burn up the dirt dance floor.
And I know you're a big fashion person.
I was so excited to get this story, so I'm going to show you guys just a little debrief of what your outfit could look like. Okay, so stick with me guys tonight. So for tops, we have some bad weather coming up, a little bit of rain. So a nice cute halter top is always a must. Not too hot, not too cold. We have a cute little skirt. All of this has been child-proofed. And if we would like to pay some real homage to 2007, the scarves that your favorite actors on Disney Channel wore, like Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, you must have a scarf. And if we want to have any other belongings and you need something to carry it, make sure to opt for a purse or bag that does represent the era as well, such as this one.
And I know you crochet. Did you make that purse?
I did make this purse.
It is so cute.
Thank
And
you
the
so
Y2K
much.
colors, absolutely love it.
Thank you.
That's all for your entertainment news for tonight. Coming up after the break, meteorologist Bryce Glenn will give you the weather forecast for this weekend. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Columbia's favorite and my final weathercast. I'm meteorologist Bryce Glenn, and this is your weather forecast. We're going to jump right in with our weather headlines, starting off with some scattered showers tonight, but don't worry, this is going to move out of the way for tomorrow. Nice, bright, sunny day, perfect to get out maybe by the pool or go down to the river, but we'll have some more showers showing up for the weekend, and then a dip in temperatures starting on Monday. So for our high temperature trend starting tomorrow, we're going to be above the average at 78, only rising even more on Saturday to 80. Then we're going to dip down to the average on Sunday, and below that on Monday we're going to peak at our 66-degree low there, and then we're going to be back on the rise for Tuesday, and that's going to stick with us on Wednesday, both at 73 degrees. For tomorrow in Columbia, however, it's going to be pretty comfortable up in the upstate in the mid-70s. As we move down to the Midlands, it's going to be a little bit warmer in the high 70s and maybe even the low 80s depending on where you go. Along the coast, a little bit cooler, and Myrtle Beach will be at 69, a little bit more of a variation in Charleston and Hilton Head in the low to mid-70s. Right now it feels like pretty comfortable out there. It feels 76 degrees with a southwest wind of 7 miles per hour. Our humidity is at 64%, surprisingly enough, since we had so much humidity earlier from those scattered showers, but we're going to be partly cloudy into tonight at our local time of 7:13 p.m. and our sunset we can expect to be at 7:55. For the rest of this week, Friday, tomorrow, 78 degrees like I said. Saturday, chance thunderstorms throughout the day at 80 degrees, but those will clear out by Sunday for a nice, partly sunny Easter out there at 75 degrees. Cool on Monday and rainy at 66 degrees. Tuesday and Wednesday, both the same at 73. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with this week's edition of Carolina K9s.
And finally, tonight's Carolina K9 features Zoe. This photo was sent in by U of SC student Sabrina Knight. Zoe is a 5-year-old miniature Australian Shepherd who loves to swim in the lake, play with her frisbee, and sleep laying flat on her back.
Australian Shepherds are one of my favorite
So
dogs.
cute.
I definitely think they're on my list of like top 5 I want to get when I'm older.
Definitely, and I just love how fluffy and multicolored, like
I know. I
everything's
didn't
so
know they
fun.
were miniature.
I didn't know
Or
they
you
had
could
that
have them.
either. Yeah.
But go Zoe. And that's all we have for tonight's edition of Student News at 7.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV News 4, I'm Tata Miller.
And I'm Courtney McLean. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina, and forever to thee.